We are back for round two with the squad. Yesterday was interesting. One, shout outs to everybody who hit the like button, enjoyed yesterday's video. Was quite popular amongst the last few. I think just collaborating with Joey has really invigorated the viewership, and you know, I'm also a lot more focused. I got a bit distracted with some other projects, so my attention is back. And I have a lot of things, man, coming for y'all. But shout out to the Academy. Just want to shout them out. The Discord server, they're killing it with the tournaments right now, man. When I tell you, we would be nowhere without you guys. You know yourselves. Like, I truly mean that. That's not just some shit. You guys know me long enough. I don't just say stuff to make people feel good. Like, I have to really mean it. So, yeah, shout outs to them. They're amazing. And this game, Gira. Oh yeah, another thing, but I'll get to that when we get to the Gira. So let's break it down. If the Scarlet is not bulk up and it is weakness armor, then Volcarona could have 6-0 this guy from jump. Shout outs to I think his username's Theo7. He's like, yeah, typical jam ladder team, some interesting mons, and then a Volk just to ensure the win. I thought that was funny. More so funny because I think he means because I use Volk often, but I don't build a Volk often. I don't think this might be the second team with a Volk since the team builder started. But anyway, let's get to the damn battle. Tusk at the utmost for Gambit. Zone plus Volk for Golden Helico. I can't guard super well against Polt if I'm not careful because I don't have any solid ghost resist. So that being said, if I'm setting up for Gyarados to win, what conditions do I need met? I need Rotom in order to do so. I'll likely have to bait it in with my Tusk. So phase 1 is going to involve Baxcalibur, because I know Polt, if people look at my team, okay, well, I'm going to lead with my Dragapult. What this does is it lures the Dragapult to either hard switch out. The problem with Bax is that there's no hard switch for it. So he's going to hard switch out into either Rotom anticipating the Ice Shard, or he's going to just Draco Meteor hard. And I get to know what item he is. He is choice specs as fuck. That did a lot more to me than I expected. So I have the option here of Flash Cannon here, obviously, to cover for the Tusk. The question is just whether or not that's more useful than me doubling to Baxcalibur and just Icicle Crashing. Sure, he has Ice Resist, but because if the Tusk comes and I have to deal with rocks now, I have to switch my Tusken to get knocked off. But we're going to Flash Cannon first to see what kind it is. So is that Spadef? Yeah, that's Max Spadef. Okay, so it's very unlikely as a fighting move. This is a little aggressive, going hard Miarascarada on it. But the reason I'm doing this is because I need the hazards plus Baxcalibur. Plus, I expected him to knock anticipating my Tusk. But I guess since he has 3 spin blockers, neither of which want to come in my Tusk, by the way. Maybe he felt comfortable. Now this is a point where I can spike freely. If he leaves the Tusk in, so be it. I mean, it's a risky-ass play. But as I said, Gambit, Miarascarada baits Gambit a lot. Now, the only downside in this case is that my Magnezone has already been touched. So I can't really trap the Gambit as easily as I wanted to. But the upside is that Gambit allows my Great Tusk to come in freely. He may pull a double switch here because it's common that Miarascarada running these Leaf Storm sets don't run U-turn. But if they do, he may go for Kowtow anticipating my Magnezone. But he just Iron Heads, okay. As I said, this is a beautiful thing because it allows for me to knock off. The spin isn't as important. Not in the long term. I want the Rotom / Tusk to come in phenomenal. And this allows for me to beat his Tusk down. First, we're going to spin, take advantage of that, because I know he won't switch this turn. If he's hard switch Tusken, even if he does switch out as I go for the rapid spin, it's not the end of the world. And I still have my leftovers, and I have way more health, and he's likely Spadef based on how much he took from Flash Cannon. Like, Tusk should not be taking that little from Flash Cannon. We've confirmed Specs Pulse, so we have that data, and I'm faster than him, which is phenomenal. Okay, yeah, so this allows for us to rocks. Yep, awesome, awesome. So we left that exchange looking great, just great. as Baxcalibur is a relatively safe switch. This is the combination I love with Tusk and Bask as well, because when Rotom is one of the more common switch-ins to Tusk. And while I want to stay in to knock his item off, what I'll do is use a strategy of just letting the timer go down. So he's going to go back and forth, because he's likely just playing off gut. I don't think he has a game plan. No, I could be wrong. But I need this weekend so that my Gyarados, when it sets up, sweeps him with the Terra Flying. But as I said, Tusk and Bax are a good combo, because you either can Hydro or Will-O-Wisp Tusk, but because Bax is there, you're pressured to Volt Switch, and that's what you don't want. Unfortunately, Will-O-Wisp does not give the boost, but it does. He doesn't have a Dragon Resist, so my Glaive Rush is unrivaled right now. If you're a Gambit, that bit of damage is now a 2-hit KO. If you're a Goldengo, do I even need to explain myself? Your Great Tusk, low enough on health, Evaporation. So this is a kill or a 2-hit KO on anything. If Goldengo comes in and it's bulky, then I know my Gyarados destroys it once I Dragon Dance. So he gives me the Rotom, or at least gives up 80% for a Volt Switch, and we just explained why the Rotom's health is so integral. So now one is Gyarados likely to Shadow Ball, but Zone, Assault Vest, I don't need it. It doesn't have a Corviknight, that's its core purpose. Say Draco's again, which is phenomenal because this allows for me to Flash Cannon. Can't 2-hit KO me. Is it better to Flash Cannon here? Yeah, it's better to Flash Cannon. Rotom dies as he hard switches to Tusk. I was debating whether or not I just kill the Tusk or I hard switch out to save the zone. If I kill the Tusk, or if the Tusk kills me rather, then that gives me the positioning of Gyarados. And the reason I'm not setting up a Gyarados yet is because the one, he still has Terra at hand. He has Terra at hand, and I'd have to take a knockoff to get a Dragon Dance, and then it's gonna be tricky versus Gambit. I guess I could Sucker, but I mean I could sub on the Sucker, but I don't think it's necessary just yet. So the beauty of this is that the Goldengo has to Shadow Ball. Now I could make it rain on some risky shit. Is that worth my Meowscarada hard switching here? If I get Meowscarada, and I'm in a way better position than if I get Vulcan, but if I go Vulcan now, I have to eat a Shadow Ball. Actually, I'm going to do the Meowscarada thing. If he does go for the make it rain, so be it. It's not going to be the end of the world. But, so this is a beautiful thing for two reasons. Sure, I could Spike. Let me think about this. If let's say this is Choice Scarfed, right? What outs do we have right now? He has 4 Ice Resist, so I can't Bax Ice Shard or Sweep. We probably can't control for hazards anymore. Well, he could if I have his Spadef Great Tusk, so Volt can't one-shot him. So I could knock off here as he goes to Gambit, in which case it'd be back to Tusk and a kill, right? What would a Spike help me with? He could also not be Choice Scarfed. So part of me wants to U-turn. U-turning would get me the kill anyway. And I'd confirm whether he's Choice Scarfed or not. If I knock off, knockoff's the better play. Yeah, knockoff. I thought about all the sequences there. If he's Choice Scarf, knock kills Ceruledge, Dragapult, and Goldengo. If he's gonna go to Gambit, the Spike doesn't really help me that much. It's not required for me to sweep him. Like none of the kills come easier with a Spike, right? I already knock him out with everything I'll need to knock him out with. The only difference would be like a Spike would help with. So he has Fallen 2. I still don't think Sucker would kill, but he probably has to hard switch. It's too risky to double. And so now this gives me the opportunity to EQ. The reason I'm EQing even if he can Terra Flying here is because Great Tusk won on faster than his Great Tusk. Well, at least I think it could have been a speed tie. But the reason is that if he Terra Flying there, that would have opened him up to my Baxcalibur's Ice Shard. So I'm not overly concerned about that. That's the sequence I was talking about. The Tusk was going to come in. And this is why we saved Zone here. He's likely just going to Shadow Ball, though. Because Miascarada is low enough to where I'd probably die. Yeah. And this is likely Terra Ghost. Couple ways to skin this cat here. Let's say it's Terra Bug or Grass Cerulege or something like that. What would I need Gyarados positioned for success? Because Gyarados beats the last two no matter what the Terra type. And so let's say it's Terra Flying Gambit with Lung. Then Volk isn't consistent enough. So what I'm actually going to do is go Baxcalibur here. Why am I going Baxcalibur? Well, he'd have to force the Terra here, commit the Terra to knock me out. If he doesn't commit the Terra, because he'd have to Terra Ghost, survive the Ice Shard, kill my Bax. I think he'd kill my Bax. Pretty sure he'd kill based on how much AV Draco did. But that would commit the Terra, so I wouldn't have to be concerned about Cerulege nor Gambit Terrain, which would just Great Tusk would both destroy. So now, if this is bulk up, what I can do, because Gambit can come in, it's heavy duty boots confirmed. So what this allows is for me to go hard Gyarados. So it is bulk up. Gyarados naturally walls the what's it called? The Shadow Sneak never 2 kills me. Naturally walls Bitter Blade. And I think the last move, well, bulk up is the last move. And Taunt, I believe. And obviously he's not going to outspeed me. So this forces him to terrestrialize as I Dragon Dance. Very low downside. He taunts, right? Hoping that. Oh, right, I forgot I don't have the Water Stab. In which case I just EQ here. Terra Blast is better. No, if he terrestrializes, then Gambit loses to my Great Tusk. If he terras and bulks up, he has to terra into a type that is not weak to ground. I could Terra go. I don't think I one shot. I suppose there's not that much downside. It seems like he's trying to Terra the Gambit because he's not expecting to win with the Cerulege. The Cerulege does not win. So I'm not overly concerned about this. I suppose there's the bug, right? And so now I can Terra Blast and knock him out, which is what I figured. The sequence would be, and I'm too high on health for Gambit to do anything, even with the. But I'm curious how much the sucker does. Pollen 5, GG. Wow, Jesus. I'm assuming that's max attack. Good God. So yeah, that was a fun game. I partly enjoyed this team and the Zoroark team because they forced me to have to think really deeply. And I think that's just the state of the meta right now. I think every team has, if it's not, there's just every mon, not even just, I was explaining this to somebody I was training. You know, having Terra is like your 7th mon, right? You're really playing with 7 mons because a Terra type can completely change a Pokemon. And you never know when that 7th mon will come about. So really, as I'm looking at my opponent's team, a Unterra Dragonite versus a Terra Dragonite is 2 very different Pokemon, right? And so you always have to essentially play. You're looking at 7 Pokemon. You're like, and you're not sure when said 7 Pokemon will come out. And then every mon in the tier, I wouldn't say every single mon, but I'd say from an EV spread standpoint, we're gonna have so many different variations that there's so much variance in every game. So you're always calculating, okay, I'm anticipating something within this range, and if it's not, then I could get completely bodied. So this is another game where I could have bodied him with my Volcarona, but bro has a Cerulege. What the fuck? This guy's points. 1941. Okay, excellent. This will be a good win here. Gero is that guy I want to be mindful of. Scarf or E-Speed to thwart me. He has quite a bit of. He has priority. He has 4 forms of priority. And he has a Bax counter. Very earthquake susceptible. So he's very weak to my Great Tusk. Very weak to my Scarlet. Very weak to my Volk if I didn't have to deal with that. And then I can catch his Gambit with my Zone. If I catch Gambit with Zone, that's probably his best priority versus my Gyarados gone. And his only Scarlet switching gone. The worst case scenario for me is a Glamora. Glamora is problematic. I'll have to just make do. I know he's leading it. There's no point in me. I'll go for the Crash Flint. Sure, I risk missing. Then I have to deal with Toxic Debris. But at the upside, you know, I'm pretty sure he can tell that I'm banded based on that damage. So I forced the kill, and now he's going to do everything in his life to keep these Toxic Spikes off the field. Toxic Spikes only affect my Bax and my Great Tusk. Those are important effects, but I'm somewhat forced to do what I just did. So Azu comes in, which is a very interesting decision for a couple reasons. Especially if he's Terra Water. Don't want to go like kind of forced the zone here, which I didn't want to do yet. But if on the off chance he's banded or he player us hard, because I could have just Icicle Crash there, which would have 2-hit KO'd him. That was actually a very bad belly drum play. One, he doesn't know what my Magna Zone is, so he has to Terra Water. Because if I'm Choice Scarf Magna Zone, or if he's not, he could be max speed, which would make even less sense for why he. So I could just Terra Water myself and kill him. Let me think. If I want Terra Water, that means I can't Terra Flying my Gyara. And that means that I can get T-spiked. How would I deal with the Dragonite? I can deal with D-Knight with Bolt. Alright, fine. I'll kill him. He jetted there. Probably should have Volt Switch, truth be told, but yeah, that was a really bad play. Now he still has Terra in hand. I'll have to just play way better than him. Yeah, pretty simple actually. Not pretty simple in like playing better than him, but play better than him being okay. So it's Zoroark and pretended to be Ceruledge, got me, but revealed his life form, which is actually not great for him. Yeah, especially because you have to go Gambit, which is Lum, and it's confirmed Lum. This is phenomenal. I expect a double here, or I mean, you could probably Iron Heads. But, because the Tusk is obvious. The problem with this play is that it forces you to go rocks. Forces you to go to Zoro / Ceruledge. Yeah. Which my Tusk is still alive, and my Tusk is still a problem. So he goes to D-Knight. As I said, my D-Knight counter is going to have to be my Volk, and I'll have to burn it. And then, can't be serious, bro. Oh, shit. Well, as I've said several times, we're here to learn, man. The best way is to catch. That's a game changer there. But there's nothing I could have done about that. Unless I knew this was an option prior. Now I know. Because that's it. I'm trying to think, is there a way... if he Terras... His multi-scale is broken. He's gonna Dragon Dance again. So one upside I have, I'll quiver here. He's gonna DD again. I can burn his Dragonite with DD speed because he's gonna try not to touch me with Earthquake. He's gonna try not to terrestrialize. No, he's gonna try not. He's gonna try not to touch me with Earthquake, which I'm assuming is his other move. I quiver dance to that. My fiery dance breaks his sub in one go. But he probably kills everything on my team with EQ now. So DD's and now Earthquakes, I'm sure. He subs again, which is a misplay. Why is he not trying to attack me? Why not Earthquake? He's not confident he kills me. Oh shit! Volcarona, the boy King Jam out here, fucking coming back. This game is not over. Okay, we solved that problem. The game is far from over because he still has Terra in hand, and that Scarlet bulking up is a problem. But I have Baxcalibur rush is gonna be key. Here, especially because I am not giving this Volcarona up. It must be crazy. So that means he EQs. Why am I not giving Volk? Saving Giro versus saving Volk. The main reason is because I mean I won't care. Like I have to give Tusk up anyway. I have to give Giro up too. How do I finish this for sure? Since he has Terra in hand. Because I'll have to go to Tusk next. Because Tusk is the only thing that eats. Yeah, I have to give up the Volk here on foot. So Morning Sun here, extreme speeds finally, because he's like, well shit, doesn't matter anymore. I could go Gera, but I won't knock him out with Terra Blast. Rapid Spin is something I could do. So that helps my Baxcalibur. That's a big spin right there. It's a big spin. Earthquake, rapid spin. Yeah, there's no point in getting up rocks. That's not true, but I'm fast now. So Scarlet likely comes out. The Scarlet Terra, any Terra the Scarlet uses is probably going to be. So he bulks up here, and then I Glaive Rush. Shadow Snakes crits me. Him not bulking up is a great thing. Because now I can Glaive Rush. He sashed shit. And that means the fucking goddamn. Okay, he threw. God bless. Because his defense is dropped. Still gonna be close. But I can't have him getting up. He's fucking weak armor. What's up with these weak armor sets? Shit. He's taking too much damage. I mean, I'm taking too much damage. I hope this kills. Bandit plus -1 defense. Still refuses to Terra. That means rocks made sense then. Okay, I need to stop. I guess people just aren't running Flash Fire anymore. Because I'm always expecting fuck. Oh, blessed. Shit. That is, man, these fucking surprise factor sets, bro. Because obviously Meowscarlet I cannot beat Gambit one-on-one. So, shit. Oh man, I won this game so many times. If I rocked with my Tusk, I should have rocked there. This did not cross my mind. Like last guy had bulk up, obviously. So, and Destiny Bond works where, damn. Yeah, it's over. Because I get bonded there. So I needed, instead of Meowscarlet, I needed Gira, but we just went over why we went Gyarados there. So I had a flower trick and pray and whatnot. Man, that was a tough loss to take. Not because it was actually a tough game, but because but again, the surprise stuff. I gotta get updated with the meta. I said that to y'all yesterday, I believe. And so that's the biggest thing where I'm like, since Pokemon, as I've said several times, not a game of prediction, it's a game of anticipation. As we're scanning the team right now, if I knew nothing about what any of these Pokemon could do or did, then I could never play properly. I'd always be capped. So since metagames are always evolving, people are always adapting to things that are stopping. The sets they're using, if you step away, which is the case, I haven't really lighted seriously in a month and a half maybe. And so I'm like, the Mons look the same, but the sets are so different. And so I guess weakness armor is more standard than flash fire. But if I assumed that last game, I would have lost. So I just have to prep for both. I didn't even know. I should have rocked there, man. If I rocked there, it was done. Yeah, dang. I should have rocked. I should have rocked versus the Dragonite. So let's beat this guy now and we'll wrap the live up there. Volcarona wins here. I need back sweeping, but after that, depending on what it is, and if it tears. But for the most part, I'd say Volk sweeps. So it's really just setting up for that. Gyro wins too, but I want the Terra. The only way I wouldn't use the Terra is if the Baxcalibur is alive. I suppose whichever one comes first, but Gyarados is going to have to deal with speed boosted Valiant, who likely has Thunderbolt, whereas Volcarona doesn't give a damn what it has. So, all that being said, with no ground resist or good ground resist, let's kill this electric thing off jump. Baxcalibur is so fucking annoying and bastardous because you don't know what he's going to go for. I could Glaive Rush, I could go for... He goes hard Valiant. This guy is insane. One, I could have just crashed, and Valiant can be countered by the Zonester. Could get checked by... Volk is the better switch here. Because a CC/Moonblast should be what's coming out. But since Terrain is up, there's a possibility he may try to go for T-Bolt. So he pivots to the I guess trying to cover for me Terrain, or he's like, okay, well, I'm going to get a KO here. It's very likely he's not going to even Earthquake here. Again, I'm not going to Terra. Tusk's core purpose in this one, truthfully, is just to check this. The Earthquakes, and that's probably banded. Let's get rid of this Hatteree's item in case he's eject button. That doesn't work. Okay, so we're getting all the data we need. No ground type. Here comes another double, I'd assume, but it's too risky. It's too risky. Okay, now you're assault vested, which means if you have healing, which you can't use it. Trick eject button. It's very odd. Which means that if you have trick, you're what, 3 attacks? You're assault vest now, so you take nothing from my hits. But I know if you stay in, you're going for what, mystical fire. I mean, Nuzzle is a thing. These guys use a lot of weird shit. See what the fuck I'm talking about? Like, what the hell is this? My backs doesn't need to be at full, but I should have flashed for one turn because I didn't need Magnezone to be at full. I didn't think he'd leave this in, but there was very little downside because I'm electric terrain boosted. So if I thunderbolted, Iron Leaves are the only thing that could come in, and actually Iron Leaves is an issue potentially. I mean, with my Mirror Scarlet, not really, but all I'll do is mid-ground Gyarados. It's useful, but it's not. Yeah, so Nuzzle. I was never going Great Tusk there. Okay, so he has Trick Nuzzle. Like, who the fuck does this shit? You know what I mean? Such corny stuff. But he stopped. What the fuck? So technically, I should wall this, but he may have left fighting move, and left fighting move would be a problem. Or you could have Terra Fire. I really want to have this Volt Switch here. This is so good though. I wouldn't want to just give it up. This is so useful. Don't have enough defense to eat a... So what I'll do is Tusk mid-ground on a potential fighting move. This guy went for Side Blade. I knew. Something told me, like, just based on how he's played thus far, I was like, yeah. Bro's challenged. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Bro's challenged. Part of me is fearing if he side, I don't know. I don't know. It could Terra. Again, I'm not making any plays that would lose me the game. The Baxcalibur has not taken any damage yet. I know Pinchurican, just based on the style of his play thus far. Pinchurican was 3,000% his initial switch. Tempted to spike, but because I'm like, I could kill you, but I just don't know what these things do, man. So I'm trying to set up for a potential Ice Shard end game. My Tusk is gone, so I can't Stealth Rock. It's a little annoying, but we'll make do. See what I'm talking about? Who the fuck does this shit? Thunderbolt would kill him. But it's too problematic if he goes to Iron Leaves. So let's Mirror Scarlet here as he spikes. And now we Flower Trick. Yeah, I figured Hattering would come out. Question is, do I want to be in with my Mirror Scarlet? I do. Valiant clearly is afraid of my Volcarona and my Magnezone. Because I know Valiant's coming in. But it's probably the easiest of them to check. If I get spikes up, then it's like a Terra Grass gets spikes. It should kill the electric terrain. And give me spikes. It would mean that the Baxcalibur can Glaive Rush. Bax is an issue, and his Iron Moth a little bit. Now that I don't have my Assault Vest, things are getting gnarly. Come on! He does have mixed, okay. Something told me, but I wasn't 100% on it. So we get to Fire Dance here. Is it better to Fire Dance or Quiver Dance? Better to Quiver. For two reasons. I know he's gonna go hard backs. I know he's gonna Glaive Rush this turn. So this allows for me to... Oh fuck, that's why I didn't want to remember, I think I literally said to y'all, the backs, I need him to Terra first. Right? And that's literally the reason why. Now the beauty of this is that he has to sack Pinchurican now. And he has to go back to backs. Bro goes Iron Moth. Alright, I'm part fucking Fairy now. Actually, I should have quivered on his backs then. This was a misplay. I should have quivered on his Pinchurican sack because I completely forgot I committed the Terra. So now with his special attack boost, he's doing way too much and I'm not doing enough. That was actually a crucial misplay. The agilities, which is premature. If I break through here, he dies. Oh wow, holy shit, that special attack boost is no joke. So I've lost. It's a tough loss to take, not gonna lie to you. This is one that I think could have easily been won. I could have played a bit more aggressively with my zone. It's not over, but it's difficult now. Especially because he goes backs. Like, if I win the speed tie, like, this is a really bad play. Like, I'm assuming the reason he went backs is because he's gonna Ice Shard. But if he's not, this is like horrendous play. So, man, I want to just, let's say he Ice Shards and I go Volcarona. Do I cap off the choke? I mean, this is a awful play if I go Volk here. And you crash. When I say awful, because he could have went to Valiant, he could have went to Iron Leaves more specifically. Iron Leaves was a perfect play here. It covered all your bases. Unless there's some reason you can't touch Mirror Scarlet. So, I could win the speed tie. Let's say I go Scarlet. I can't go Scarlet at all. Scarlet low-key wins. I'm gonna go hard Volk. I'm assuming he's gonna Ice Shard, right? Okay. And the reason I'm so confused by this is that it puts you in a position where you're a Mon down, because now I get to Fiery Dance straight up. I guess he could stay in the Ice Shard. What I don't want to do is... he fucking stayed into Ice Shard. That was risky if I Morning Sun. But this is not the end of the world. That was super risky if I Morning Sun. So now I get to I can't Ice Shard. Yeah. If I Morning Sun there, the reason I didn't Morning Sun is that he could switch out. He probably wasn't thinking about that. So basically right there, if I Morning Sun and start Quiver Dancing, that was one of the only ways he'd lose, because then I'd get way too boosted by the time his Bax comes in. So this is how it would look. I Morning Sun, he Ice Shards, I get back to full, then I Quiver Dance. He'd have to go to one of his two. Then I would go for Quiver Dance again. If he goes back to the Baxcalibur, no, I just the turn I Quiver Dance, I would Fiery Dance on the whatever comes in. It'd be either this or this. I'd kill it. If he doubles back to Baxcalibur, the Fiery Dance damage plus the +1 Fiery Dance damage would do too much. If he goes to it, then I could go to how do I put this? If he goes, let's say he loses his Valley, now I have 3 Pokemon. Then he's gonna have to bring the Baxcalibur back in. I give up Baxcalibur because you saw it just died. Then I'd go to Meowscarada. He'd have to switch again and give me another Pokemon, which would be either Valiant or Leaves, whichever. And then after he gives me that Pokemon, because he'd have Icicle Crashed, right? If he leaves the Baxcalibur in on my Meowscarada, he'll either die or he'll be too low on health to where he can't break through my Volcarona. So I just Quiver Dance and sweep him. If he now he may have known all this and just stayed in, or he was just like, well, I'm just gonna click Ice Shard again because it's 3 KO. But the reason I went for Fiery Dance over Morning Sunning there is because I'm like, okay, if I Morning Sun and he doubles back to backs, I have to give up a Mon because my Volt can't 1v1 backs while it's Terra Dragon. So I think the one he made had the most opportunity for me, because then that gave me the chance to guarantee kill another one of his Mons, whereas if he just hard switched out, it wouldn't, because obviously Morning Sun is the likelier of the two. But I just wanted to explain why I Fire Dance there instead of Quiver Dancing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking like Gyarados was supposed to body this guy, and I got nuzzled. I mean, how could I have predicted Trick and Nuzzle on the same set? I don't even know what the fuck battery had. So yeah, a lot of surprises here, but we're grateful for them as we learn. Hopefully you guys learned something as well. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.